I'll zoom out here. Better. And once it goes and fixed, you can actually hear a small click. Just take a small screwdriver, just push it very gently inside and try to pull it out. It's perfectly fine, it's fit here now. Let's take the red one next. Yeah. It's fine. Lastly, the brown one or the black one in the footer one. Here it is. All of them are perfectly fine. So you have the servo. I've gone ahead and done it for all the 3 servos, the cyclic servos, not for the tail servo yet. So you have a kind of a protection sleeve with you, and it looks good also on the heli. Alright, now we are going to start fixing up the cyclic servos on the frame. I've taken one of the servo and I'm going to fix the servo here at the bottom. It's irrelevant, you can fix it on the top, top or on the bottom. So it's not in the same, but I'm comfortable with keeping this servo here at the bottom. It's left up to you how you want to do it. Now the servo goes across in this direction, in this gap, but make sure that the output shaft of this servo is facing the main shaft of the heli. It's quite simple. You need to put the wire across the frame here and slowly work your way around. Now you will have a little bit of a problem here, as what happens is the hole here or the gap here is exactly the dimension of a 9-gram servo. However, if you look closely here, there's a kind of a rubber bushing. Let me try to zoom in. Yeah, there is a kind of a rubber bushing. This rubber bushing actually goes and obstructs the frame. There are 2 ways to do it: slightly sand the frame, which I would prefer not doing it, or open up the servo. I'm going to show you how to open up the servo, fix this across and put the screws back again. It's quite simple here again. Pick up a star screwdriver and slowly work your way around and start opening up the screws one by one. Careful, don't strip the screws. Just keep this long screws aside carefully. Here we go. Gently, basically. Be very careful with this. Now this is how our open servo will look. Do not mess around with the circuits. Don't do anything with the circuits. Just slightly remove the rubber holder away from the servo. Now take the servo, put the wire through the frame, and do not forget to keep the output shaft of the servo I think I still need to sand the frame a little bit because it's actually touching here. I'll just get across a small file and I'll come back to you. Now I have a kind of a small flat file with me which I'm going to start using to file the edges of the frame here. Work your way very slowly, don't overdo it. Now for people who don't have a flat file, use a sandpaper. And once this is done, just remove the edges, but by slightly sanding it towards the edges, both for the front and back. If you feel that if a flat file is too much, pick up a small a rat tail file. Yeah, I've gone ahead and sanded the edges of the frame now. Now let us give it another last try here. Yes, this is perfectly right. Now again, remember the output shaft of the servo facing the main shaft. Do not fix it the other way around. Take this up and be careful which side you're using on, because here you can see it's got a kind of a small groove. This groove will go and seat itself. It will go and seat itself at the. One second. I hope I can show this. It will go and seat itself here at the rubber unit. I'll go ahead and fix it and I'll come back to you guys. Here we have. I have actually gone ahead and fixed it. Now I'm going to use the screws. I'm going to fix it back again on the servos and tighten it. I hope you can get to see this part. It's actually really tough to hold this and also shoot at the same time. Yeah, don't over tighten it here. Go ahead and fix the screw on the other end, and then once all the screws are fixed, then you can go ahead and tighten all of them together. Otherwise you'll see a kind of a twist and you'll have a problem fixing up all the screws together. I'll go ahead and fix up the screws on the other end, and I'll join off with you. Alright, now let's go ahead and start fixing the servos to the frame now. The servo back comes across with certain screws here and with rubber dampeners, but I have not used this, and I really don't know and don't recommend you guys to use this because I don't think there's any use for a frame like this. What I have gone and done is I have picked up a small M2 screw. Here you can see that, and fixed a washer to it. And I'm going to fix the servos with the washer on the front side, and here at the back side I am going to take a nut and fix it across over here. Yep. Now don't over tighten it. You need to get the servos and the edge of the servos, both the edges of the servos are parallel to each other, because there is always a little bit of a lateral movement here. There's also a little bit of lateral movement here. So what you need to do is align it in such a way so that both the maybe the top edge of the servo could be touching the top or it is pushed to the bottom. Let me pull it out. Let it be parallel. Let it not be twisted. Whichever way, let it be bottom. If you're using bottom, use bottom on this servo, use the bottom on this servo, and use the bottom on the rear servo too. So that there's a kind of a geometry that's aligned across everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and fix the servos. The pitch, this is what I'm going to use it as. The aileron, I'm not going to fix the elevator yet because I want to go ahead and center the servos, which I'll come back after and tell you how to program your radio and start centering the servos. Alright, here we have fixed up another servo on this side. The other servo is already fixed on this side. Now we'll go ahead and start installing the elevator servo. Now you need to be careful how you install the elevator servo. Now this time the servo will start facing the shaft this way. But the output shaft of the servo will be away from the main shaft of the heli. Yeah, this is the way. You can see the output shaft is here. Let me try to zoom in. We need to get some light here. Okay, this is the output shaft. Here's the main shaft. But I'm not going to fix it right now. I want to go and centralize the servo here first so that we can get a kind of an arm which is horizontal, because it's quite tough to fix the servo arm here and try to centralize the servo too. So I'm going to go ahead and start programming the radio.